Such a peaceful theme, right? Compared to what actually is unleashed. The carnage that comes from Jurassic Park. Back to John Williams' score, 1993. And we were all blown away, right, by Spielberg's vision of Crichton's book. And now we're here. How many years? Good God. 40? Man. 30. Whatever the number is, we need a break. I've had too many of these films. Yeah, I know. You figured I wouldn't like this. I wanted to like it. I don't ever go into a movie not wanting to like it. But, unfortunately, tonight, we're in a position where we need to put this thing in the cryo chamber for a hell of a long time. We'll explain why here on this live MMT evaluation. No one else does it right out of the theater like we do. I don't script it. I just come out and shoot, baby. That's what we do. All the other critics are having conferences together. What do you think? I don't know. What about you? Well, let me see if we can come to consensus. Hell no, we are the consensus because we are, guess what? The gold standard, you know. Get ready, guys. Monday night MMT. Not going to be very long tonight. Only Jurassic World Rebirth is all we're talking about tonight. Thanks for being here. That is a good fucking score, man. Right? Iconic. As I bring it down, get ready to go here tonight. If you saw it at the AMC Screen Unseen, Regal Mystery Movie, or Cinemark, whatever the hell they call it, it was the surprise film tonight. So I get to see it early. Comes out next week. And we are going to discuss without any holds barred. Nope. I am not beholden to Universal for anything. I bought a ticket to this tonight, and I can do what I want to do. So welcome in. Get ready to go. Here we go. Taste the trailer. What I need you to do as we watch some of this trailer, this is trailer number 2, dropped a month ago. You've got to pay attention to something that's not there, okay? And if you've seen the movie tonight, you know when you watch this trailer what's not there. And this is the number one reason the problem doesn't work. It's not in the trailer. Gee, I wonder why. Why do you guys think that is? Why do you think that the problem with the film is not in the trailer? Because Universal knew that the problem in the film is the problem, and they're not going to put it in the trailer. Yep. Get ready, guys. Here comes a taste of the trailer. Pay attention to what's not included. Get ready. MMT evaluation of Jurassic World Rebirth starts now. Open the door! Please. Sorry. Please open the door for me.
On the island we're headed to, 24 species have survived there alone.
The theme park owners did experimental work, leaving only the worst ones here.
Don't see that every day or ever.
Let's go.
If we get this DNA, millions of lives are saved.
Okay, we're going to pause right there because you didn't see much of the problem with this film. It's real quick, and it has to do with that T-Rex scene, and you see that family that is in the water. Now, more on that in a second. Just quickly on the film. You hear it here laid out for the trailer that ScarJo and her team of mercenaries trying to make a bunch of cash have to get DNA from 3 different dinosaurs down on this random island that has all the mutants, okay? And then they can create a pharmaceutical product that will save people from heart disease. That was the tightest, most badass, concise plot synopsis I've ever given here. This is not, you're not watching Film Threat where they talk for like 5 minutes about what the movie's about. That's it. ScarJo's so fucking hot too, right? She's on the wrong side of 40. Did you guys know that? She's so hot. Seriously. Man, listen, she's a total upgrade from Bryce Dallas Howard. Oh my God, Weber, you're the worst. What are you doing? How dare you say these things? Too bad, man. You know I'm right. She's a better actress, and I think she's for sure one of the reasons that I sort of liked this film at the beginning. There's Scarlett Johansson. Look at her. My God, Colin, you are some lucky bastard, aren't you? But let's get back to the problem here, and I'm going to see if I can find it in the trailer, and I can pinpoint exactly the problem. There is the problem. That guy, his daughters, and one of his daughter's boyfriends, Xavier. Holy shit. When these guys show up in the film, I said, what's happening and why are we adding these annoying characters into the film? Now, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch and wait until you see the sailboat and there's dad and the daughters and Xavier. This is an overpopulated script because of these people. Why are they in the movie? And you notice in the trailer, they don't even really introduce them. They're not really part of the team. They just show them being chased by the T-Rex because Universal, in test screenings, they had to hear from people saying, what the hell's up with Xavier and the dad and the daughters? Why are they in this movie? Because I will say this, okay? They're Latino. So is that for the Hispanic population to relate to? You have to ask these questions, right? Because when I am writing a script, I need to know why this character's here. Other than to put some kids in peril like we saw in the initial 1993 Jurassic Park that is far superior to anything in this film. Okay? Gareth Edwards directed. Of course, you remember Godzilla 2013-14. Was it 14 on that? And he does the same thing that we saw in that film, okay? He focuses so much on the human characters that by the time we get to the dinosaurs, you're kind of just checked out. But it's really about this injection of these 4 characters that destroy the film, okay? I mean, some of the things that they have Xavier saying in this movie are the dumbest shit ever. Let me just see if I can try to recall exactly what the line is. Xavier, which I'm sure I can't even find him in the actual trailer because Universal knows that character, what the hell are we doing? He's like a pothead loser boyfriend of the daughter. He says, as he's looking out over the Jurassic world that they're going to be into and all the mutant dinosaurs, he's like, have you ever thought that when old people buy their last bed, they say to themselves, this is going to be the bed I die in? What? Menzel was sitting next to me tonight. I looked over. Holy fuck, what is that shit? Xavier with a bed? Old people dying? I mean, David Koepp, who wrote this and wrote the initial screenplay, how old is he now? I haven't looked. I'm going to guess he's like 1,000 because this script's terrible. And when you have a line like that, who okayed that? Universal, let me tell you, I like you as a studio, okay? I have no problem with you as a studio. I think you guys are cool. You invite me to some things. I don't have a problem with any of that. Here's the problem I have. You got no QC sometimes, man. You go back, you look at Halloween Ends. Oh my God, how did you let Blum make that shit with Corey? This is now another completely unnecessary character from you, Universal. Oh, I'm sorry, it's actually 3. You guys ready for 3 unnecessary Universal characters that pretty much destroy the films, okay? We know for sure that Xavier tonight destroys this film along with the dad and the daughters. Completely useless. Get them out of the film. I want them gone. Out, okay? Go to Halloween Ends. Corey. Goodbye. Corey's gone and tag teaming with Michael Myers. That's out. And you ready for the third one? And the third one is one that we talked about a lot when the film was out. And I was like one of the only people who said it does not work. And some of you who are very smart, because I know we have the most intelligent viewers. We are not Grace Randolph. We have the best here at MMT. I told you what. You guys know. If you're in the comments now, someone's already said it. I'm by myself tonight. I can't see it live. But I'm going to tell you, someone out there said Gordy in Nope. These 3 characters do not work. It was Xavier's 4 characters. But, okay, just 3 examples. Gordy in the scene when we see that at the sitcom where all hell breaks loose, that's a great scene, but it doesn't interlock into the screenplay the way that you've been told it doesn't work, okay? Trust me. Guys, listen, if you pay me to come into your test screening, I will absolutely give you the best possible version of your film. And I would tell you, I mean, I wouldn't even hesitate when this film was over to go, is there a way we can get rid of Xavier, the dad, and the daughters and still have this film? Because I need them all out. I want them out of the film. I don't know if we have to reshoot. I don't know what we have to do, but I want to extract them. I want to remove them forcibly, like pulling wisdom teeth. I want to rip them out of the film, and I want to just go with ScarJo, Mahershala Ali, and Rupert Friend and the team and let them do their thing, okay? I don't need Xavier and his bed comments and his, I want to get high. I got to take a piss. It's fucking horrible, okay? That whole injection is brutal. Now, why is this even more important? Because when you do this, okay, guys, when you do the addition and you cram in these characters that don't need to be there, you end up with what you see here at the bottom of the screen, an overlong runtime. Because of those characters, they're eating up time and space in the script. And now, instead of a really tight, okay, probably never going to be great, but still at least better than what we get here tonight. You end up at 145, maybe 150, not 215, okay? Because of the characters, you're adding time, right? It's like sitting in a taxi and the meter's running. You're adding more time for Xavier to give us lines like the deathbed. And I need to piss, and all the things that I dragged through here. That character is the dumbest shit I've ever seen, okay? And I don't know if it's to appeal to young kids who are dropout losers. I don't know what the deal is, but it doesn't work. So you have the residual damage of those added characters carrying the film down and sinking it further to the depths of the bottom of the ocean. There's also no more wonder here, guys. We've done this. Do you want to see how many times we've done Jurassic Park / World? Let's go back to 1993. You can see here on the Wikipedia page, that was the first. Of course, we all remember that. And then The Lost World, the sequel in 97. Then Jurassic Park 3 in 2001. Then we got a nice 14-year break, okay? Which was okay, right? We need that. I need a refractory period, certainly now, of like a decade plus. But we had 14 years between JP3 and Jurassic World, okay? Then, 3 years later, Fallen Kingdom. Then, as you guys know, 3 years ago, we got Dominion, and now we got Rebirth, okay? I said after Dominion, a film that is better than this, which I didn't think really that we'd be discussing that tonight because I don't think that's a great film. It's okay, but at least you have the original characters from the 1993 flick in that. In this film, you don't. You only have ScarJo, and she's hot, but it's not enough, right? So when you look at this film in totality, it just does not need to exist. And as such, I need a break, man. I need a serious break from Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, whatever you want to do next. You need to put it on ice and let it fossilize, because this is done as far as I'm concerned. Okay, the MMT score is 65%. That is a D, and I am disappointed, much more so than I expected, and I really do blame that overpopulated script for bringing this down a good 15 percentage points, if not more. Okay, at best, this film is an 80. Maybe it gets to an 85 if it's great. Edwards does okay on the direction. Another thing that's really problematic here is Desplat with his score. You have the original score from Williams, and then he does his thing, but Desplat is just all meandery, and it's drippy, and it's all over the place, and it just does not need to be in the film incessantly, and it is. So overall, that's another big negative to this film. Here's the fix. It's pretty simple. You got to remove Xavier and the family. Like I said, I mean, listen, I'm on test screening. I am going to immediately pull over the Universal rep, the executive producer, head of studio, and say, listen, guys, real quick, they got to go. I mean, I don't know what you have to do here, but I need them all out. I need them to completely be eradicated from this script. Then, well, it's too late. The script's already. We need to go in and just extract everything they're in. And if we have to go and reshoot, I'll give you guys another $30 million. Go in and reshoot. We can get it done. Get rid of them. I want them gone. Okay. Now we're going to try again. I think it could be a case of them trying to inject representation. You know, we talk about, I'm not the anti-woke channel, but when you see a Latino family all of a sudden show up on a sailboat and then they're carried through the entire film, like, wait a second, are we trying to appeal to that demographic? Why are we doing what we're doing? Now, granted, I don't care if they're Latino. They could be white. They could be black. They could be any Asian. Doesn't matter. The fact that those characters don't need to be in the film. It's not about them being Latino, but that's what I have to look at when I say, why are they here? Is, you see, this is, you have to ask these questions. We're dealing with Hollywood, right? We've talked about this so many times. I'm not the anti-woke guy. I'm not the pro-woke guy. But I can tell you this. Hollywood operates with that mindset. And we talked about it last night on the Sunday Evening Spectacular. When you look at that addition of characters to sate some kind of checking box mentality. And that is really problematic, because for me, it's never about that. It's always about the final product. And I just want the merit of what we're doing to be the paramount thing that you're carrying through your entire film. If you don't have that, then you're screwed. And I hope that's not what happened here. I can't answer that question. I don't have the execs in front of me. But overall, it is time for a break from Jurassic Park / World. And, you know, listen, I think we all kind of knew that. Also, interesting to talk tonight as I get to a couple comments here in a moment. When you look at this film as the mystery movie / AMC Screen Unseen, you can tell that Universal knows that this film is not hitting like maybe they had hoped. Now, here's the crazy thing is, again, you put me in a test screening a year ago, 6 months ago, when they're trying to flesh the thing out and get it finalized. I would have definitely been able to get this thing course corrected, certainly a better version of what I got tonight. But as it is, Universal's like, why don't people like this as much as maybe we thought? Well, I mean, how do you not know this? I can tell you why. Because tonight, as I was at AMC 16 here in Burbank, it was slammed. Okay, guys? I mean, there were so many people. Let me pull up my X, and I can show you from earlier in the night. I walked up to the 16 tonight, and I couldn't even believe how many people were there. I mean, wait till you see this. This is insane. Okay, those of you who've ever been to AMC, you have a big stairway that goes down into this, you know, kind of, I would call it an alley, right? As it comes through, you got restaurants on either side, and the line was all the way down like the old days when people waited in line for their seats versus having something reserved now with the AMC app. It's so easy, you can't beat AMC A-List. But this line went all the way down and around the block because they only had 2 people taking tickets tonight. Okay. Then on the side, let me see if I can zoom in here. You see these people all back here, like that dude in the blue shirt, gray hair back there. The people, they're in line for a test screening of the new Hugh Jackman film that's coming out this holiday season. But okay, why am I mentioning this? Because when they do test screenings, they do a lot of them at Burbank, and it was an absolute disaster there tonight trying to get in to see this movie. Luckily, we kind of found a little way through. I'm not going to lie, I did not wait in the entire line, but you didn't really have to. You had to have your ticket out and you had to have your ID. But either way, there was plenty of time. We had previews and stuff. But here's what I want to bring back to you, the test screening, okay? So Universal had test screening for this. They have test screenings for virtually everything. This is the Hugh Jackman film. I'm not sure what the studio is on that. I think it has to do with Neil Diamond music or something. You guys probably, I have not even looked at award season yet. But here's the thing is, I say this all the time. You see these folks in the back that are going in the test screening. I have them kind of highlighted here. You need me in there. I need all these people gone. I need the old guy with the blue shirt. You're out. The hats are gone. Everyone here's out. I'm going to walk in. You're going to sit down. You're going to show me the film. And I'm going to say, here's what you need to do. Bang, 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 bang. And I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to do any DEI bullshit. I'm going to say, here's what's going to happen. You're going to do this, this, and this, and you're going to have a better film. Now, you can either listen to me or you can bring in these yahoos out here who came here for a $5 Amazon gift card, and they're going to give you some garbage advice. Which one do you want? You want me or do you want the garbage people that have been out here all day? Well, I don't know if they're garbage people, but garbage mentality. They don't know what they're doing. If they did, they would have gotten rid of Xavier tonight. I would have blown Xavier out. Why don't they let me in? Now I'm getting angry. It's 10:30 here in LA. I should be getting ready for bed, and I'm still pissed, as I always am, that the studios won't invite me in to help them out. Every time I have to do one of these evaluations, I'm here, and they're like, no, Weber's too mean. They all know who I am. Trust me, A24 100% knows exactly who I am because I have destroyed their films. In fact, the Daniels were really pissed that I called Everything Everywhere hella overrated very early on in the award cycle when everyone else was praising it. Who's this guy saying this film is not that great? Okay? They know who I am. But here's the thing. Why wouldn't you want me in there to help you? I do not have an agenda. I want to make your film better. But instead, you've got these people lined up for the Amazon gift card coming in going, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, we like Xavier. That was funny what he said about the deathbed. What? Actually, I'm kind of glad I'm not in there with these people, because if I heard someone say that, I would scream. Be like, who is that? Sit down. You don't know what you're talking about. Gets old, man. It really does. But listen, again, let's also talk about this. And this is 100% true. And I always leave this out. Okay. I always leave this out whenever I bring this whole thing in about bring me into the test screening. The mentality in this town is you have to fill a quota. That's the reality. And when they look at me, they say, here's a guy who's white, not young and hip, although I'd argue that's completely false. And they don't even conceptualize in their mind how it doesn't matter if the person knows what they're doing. That's all that matters. Merit. We talk about it all the time, but they don't think that way. And I think we talked about that last night when you look at some of these scripts. Now, Kep wrote this, but when you look at some of the writers' rooms in this town, and we discussed this last night again on the Sunday Evening Spectacular, you have writing rooms where you have people who are in positions because they are a quota hire. They are a check-the-box hire. And you know what that gets you? Bad fucking work. Because what happens is these people are not ready. They're not talented. We cannot have people in positions who are not talented. It's simple, man. If I'm in a plane, I want the most accomplished pilot. If I'm in the ER, I want the most accomplished doctor. I do not want nor care what the sex, gender, whatever the ideology of the person is. Are they the best? That's it. But the studios don't think that way. And that's why Hollywood has suffered lately very often when we talk about these films, because you just don't have the quality control in place and people who will just say what needs to be said rather than, well, I want to make sure that no one's feelings are hurt. Fuck your fucking feelings, man. This movie isn't good, and you gotta do this, this, and this. If the director is here, I'll tell him to his face. Where's Gareth? Is he here? Where is he? Dude, what are we doing here? How did you not know this was not working? I mean, dude, you're the director. You gotta see this shit. Oh, that's right. You directed Godzilla, where you focused on all the human shit, and you had Godzilla battling in the background out of focus. I mean, that's, and then you had The Creator. Talk about a hella overrated film. Good Lord, The Creator. Oh, remember? I was told that was the best movie ever. How could you bring back the mercy? Listen, there's a lot of questions to ask here tonight. The number one, though, is, Jacob, and for anybody else, it's this simple. Why Xavier? Why Dad? Why the daughters? What the hell are you doing? Unacceptable. I would fire whoever wrote this. No, I'm not going to calm down, Jeffrey. Don't ask me to calm. Definitely not. It was written, prepped, shot, and cut in 1 year. You listen. And that's the thing, right? As soon as this one was over in 2022, we had Dominion. They're like, hey, look, let's go look and see what the money was. The money on this was really good. If I remember correctly, the money on Dominion was like 700 or more. Was it as much as like 900? Give me a second. Let me see if it's 7. Hold on. Let me pop it. Yeah, I got to pop the right thing. Here we go, guys. So let's look. I think oh, shit. That's my bad. It did get to $1 billion. This is why we got it. Okay. I thought we were in the 7s. You see? And Dominion wasn't even great. Better than this tonight. But this is, when you hit $1 billion, you're going to get a sequel. Look at Joker and Joker 2. Right? And I like Joker 2. I know. Fine. I don't care. I'll stand in front. Do you see me backing down from that? How many months on now? Everyone else like, Joker 2 is the worst movie ever. No, it wasn't. It was cinema. It was one of the best movies of last year, actually. That's the funny point. But it's fine. I'm not going to move off that. I'm not like a Matt Naglia who has to cobble together ideas from other people and then present them as his own because he doesn't have the balls to do it himself. I'm not that guy. I don't need that. I don't care what anyone else said about this film tonight. This is my evaluation, and I'm right. I'm right about 28 years later. I'm right about Beau is Afraid. I'm right about Babylon. Name the film, I'm right. I've been right, dude. My batting average is in the 900s. I say it all the time. It's the truth. It's not. It's true. It's 100% true. I am 100%, not 99, 100% certain there is no one in this space who is better, more authentic, more unbiased than me. Nobody. Not one person. And don't you dare say Sean Fennessy. That guy's a fucking fraud. Don't even get me started on Fennessy tonight. I'm almost done. Ringer joke. Cut it. Send it to him. They're a fucking joke. I'll destroy Fennessy on a live stream. It won't even be a fucking battle. Fennessy would get beaten to a fucking pulp. Do not ever even consider that. That is embarrassing for you. Certainly for him. For anybody. It's laughable. Don't do that shit. I'm sorry, guys. I get angry because I deserve to get angry. Because we're surrounded by people that aren't good. Maybe it's time the dinosaurs can rest. Without Spielberg, it doesn't have the magic. It's not. Listen, I don't even think Spielberg has it anymore, Luis. Let's just be honest with each other. You go back and you look at The Fabelmans. It's not a good film. Okay, it's his worst film. And the fact that we have, remember, in the space now, we have so many people that will just praise it's Spielberg, therefore it's good, right? It is Coppola, therefore Megalopolis is, as Justin Chang, the Pulitzer Prize-winning critic, said, you need to watch 2 times. Did any of y'all see it? Did y'all see it? Unfucking watchable, okay? But this is the world we live in. This is why I hammer these people, because I don't have that film. You're going to say Joker 2. I'm sorry. I got plenty of esteemed directors on my side. Remember that? They all came out and like, dude, I saw Joker 2. Holy shit. Tarantino likes Joker 2. Dude, I think Tarantino, if I ever had him on the stream, it would be unbelievable. That guy is unfiltered, and it would be fun as hell, because I think he'd be like, dude, we are on the same page on virtually everything. And his films, listen, any notes I have, they're very minimal, okay, across the board with Tarantino. And I think that you really have to, I think we really discount taste. You're not born with taste. You can sort of have some of it, but you have to acquire it. You need to experience as much as possible so that you start to know what works, what doesn't, and you fine tune those abilities. Listen, I talk about this all the time. When I started doing this back in Boston, right? It was 2010, 2011, and I started doing the show in the city of Boston. I was on a TV network called NECN, and I did a show called Final Cut. I think I'm way better today than I was then. Why? Because now I've been doing this, especially live TV, live YouTube, for over a decade, 15 years now. So when you do that, you get better and better and better, and not just at the performance aspect of it, but the analytic aspect of it. When you're looking at these films, you are breaking them apart and you're tearing the elements piece from piece and you're looking at them individually. And I talk about this all the time, right? If you're new to the channel, we talk about the magic eye, right? When you look at the magic eye and all of a sudden the book and all of a sudden you see the picture and it's 3D. It's initially 2D, then all of a sudden you see it all. That's what we're doing here. Once you get to a certain level, you can see the entire film separate and you can pull out score, cinematography, editing, and you're just literally like Minority Reporting it, right? Slide, slide, slide. And you're able to go good, not good, 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 great, excellent, elite. Okay, that's what we're doing. And not everybody has that skill. A lot of people just turn their brains off. They're not actively engaged with the film. And it does take some practice because ultimately you've got to be paying attention to where the screenplay is going and then also everything that's happening from a technical standpoint. And that all registers with you, and then you have to be able to pick those things apart quickly, especially when I come on here in a live stream like 15 minutes after I get out. I'm trying to remember. Sometimes I forget some stuff because you're literally just like flying. Like, I don't wait around. I'm not Chris Stuckman editing this shit. I literally was in the theater 30 minutes ago, and I've been on the stream for 30 minutes. I mean, that's literally what the turnaround time on this is. A couple more comments and I'm out of here. Not surprised. I was done with the franchise since Jurassic World in 2015, as you should have been. Listen, I had some hope because I think Gareth Edwards has visually a nice look. Shot on film, to my knowledge here, it certainly looks like it. I think the color looks solid, right? The overall aesthetic of the film is certainly above average, okay? I'll give it that. But that screenplay lets it down, the length, everything we talked about here tonight. So we don't need to do another one. There's no need to do another one anytime soon. Robert saw F1 instead tonight. Film goes in the first half and starts to drag, cliche territory, latter half, but still entertaining. Pitt's likable as always. See it in IMAX. I'm going to see it on Wednesday. We'll have the F1 evaluation on Wednesday because I saw this tonight. They conflicted. Same start time as 7 o'clock. That's why you saw the crowd at the AMC 16 tonight. So I will have F1 on Wednesday, and we'll do Megan. Oh, fuck, I got to watch Megan. Do you hear the director said we're going to make like 5 more of these? I hope to God that this film bombs so that Megan's the last. I mean, especially what they did with this, with the evil second Megan as they're battling each other. Holy shit, this is the last thing I would ever make as a director. Blumhouse, can I just whenever I have an opportunity to hammer Jeff Blum, I'm going to do it here on the stream. He's done more active damage to IP in this town. From a creative standpoint, I think he is moribund. It is really just completely and utterly unfathomable how that guy gets work and continues to make films when I watch the stuff. I think he is one of the luckiest human beings on the planet to be in the position he's in. He should never have ascended to that level. Whatever he did to get there, he did not earn it. It's not there for me. It's very rare that I've ever seen anything great from anything that he produced. He's also known to be one of the cheapest guys here in this town. You work for Blumhouse, you're getting paid jack shit. So you get what you pay for, right? You get the level, and that's why his films are so poorly written. I think they're not even that interesting to look at, and it's just amazing how Universal wants to be in business with him because he makes money. The films make money, but they're bad. I mean, wouldn't you rather make great films? I go back to Pretty Woman. We want to build great big boats, whatever the line is, right? The old guy. Like, it's just about, let's make the best possible thing. Blumhouse is like, what can we make that'll cost $5? And then, you get what you pay for, and that's exactly what it is. Jurassic Park franchise, like Jaws franchise, not a good sequel found in both franchises. I mean, you could argue that for sure. I mean, Jurassic World was fun to revisit. I think anytime you put it away and you allow a new generation to experience for the first time the wonder of the dinosaurs on the big screen, that's one thing. But now that we're doing this every 3 years, 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, it's too fucking much. And I think this film is nowhere near $1 billion. This film is not even getting close to $1 billion. I don't even know if it gets to 5. I think, let's also talk about this before the stream's over, because we are, discussing the overall landscape of film as well. When you look at this film and it doesn't have a prayer to get to $1 billion, and you go back to Dominion in 2022 that got to $1 billion, it's very important. We talked about this last night. This is crucial. Okay, very important to really pay attention here. There is a big difference in the marketplace today versus 2022. Now, you're going to say we were closer to COVID then, whatever that was, don't get me started. And it shouldn't have done as well. Things should be better today. I would argue the reason that you have films like Dominion doing $1 billion, Joker did $1 billion in 2019 before COVID, but you look especially at at Rebirth here in 2025. In 2022, audiences were excited to be back in the movie theater because we were told you can't go, and they shut them all down in Southern California. As you guys know, I had to drive to Vegas to see Tenet, okay? And we had to mask up and do all the things, 20 people and space out in the theater, and that was in Vegas. Here we couldn't even see a movie, okay? So once you remove all of that bullshit, and you say you can go back to the movies, people are like, oh my God, the movies are amazing. And remember, Top Gun Maverick was a big part of that resurgence. But right in the 2022, 2023, that's where you started to see films do better than they would have done pre-pandemic because people were excited to be back in the movie theater. Now that is over. That has extinguished. And now that we're here in 2025 and we're starting to see these films not do as well, look at an Elio that just had the lowest Pixar debut ever. Now, I'm not saying that's a great film. We talked about it last night. But in the past, didn't matter. Pixar equals cash. So now what we're seeing is we are definitely seeing a decline in moviegoing. Now, they're going to tell you the ticket sales are the same, but remember, when they had the inflation calculator like we had last night, you're talking about a situation where the money from the past is much greater than it is today. So if a film does $500 million now, in the past, if it made $500 million, that was $1 billion. We talked about it last night with Man of Steel, right? And Man of Steel cash at $600+ million worldwide, that is now $900+ million in today's cash. But the studios don't want to talk about that. The theaters don't want to talk about that. AMC stock shills don't want to talk about that. And I am all about theatrical, okay? We don't talk about shows. We don't talk about games. I don't review books. I don't review action figures. We don't do this shit. This is all about film, okay? And here's the deal. Movie going is in trouble, and you're going to start to see it throughout the summer that this film is going to come under, okay? Superman, a lot hinges on that film. We talked about it last night. Go back and watch the stream. I'm not going to do that all again tonight. It's already almost 11 o'clock here. I'm tired. But here's the reality, is that if Superman's not a great film, then we are going to go further and further. And I think that really, I don't know if we can save it. We're never going back to 2019 or earlier, okay? You could say post-COVID, as I mentioned, because people were back, but that was different. That was a weird space, right? That little bracket area right after COVID, that is unique. But as we go further and further away from that and people go to the movies and it's just like kind of a normal thing, you've got to create really essential, compelling shit. And if you don't, you're in trouble. So if Superman is not a great film, not a good film, a great film, that Superman is going to not do the numbers that I think it can do. And I think that's ultimately what has to happen. These films have to be great. This film is not great. Elio's not great. What else have we seen that's not great recently? It wasn't the one I saw last Thursday. Whatever it was, I already forgot it. The majority of films that I see nowadays, 8 out of 10, if not 9 out of 10 of the films, are mid at best, maybe a slight mid plus, and then the most are bad. So that's the issue. We need to get back to 8s, 9s, and 10s in films, and we're really getting 4, 5s, and 6s. And this is not acceptable. This is also going to lead to decline along with streaming, YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube tonight, you're on X. Either what, YouTube's the #1 platform in the universe right now. And by the way, our channel there is Midnight Movie Talk. If you want to give us a like and subscribe, hey, why not, man? I don't ever ask for that, so why don't we do that? A couple comments, we're out of here. We'll call it the Comment Blast Closeout, and I'm leaving here tonight. I'll be back on Wednesday. I need just a little bit of a break, guys. It's too much. It's too much of you. It's actually way too much of me. All right. latest comments. Let me get a couple in here and I'm out of here. Then I'm leaving. You can't make me stay. Let's face it, 70% of cinema now is crap we've seen, but shit. Well, and that's the thing, recycled ideas like we see here tonight with Jurassic World Rebirth. Once you have the same thing regurgitated over and over and over, and again, there's no wonder, back to one of the bullet points here tonight from the evaluation, when you don't have that sense of awe, right, then that's a problem. And I think that if we don't get that back, like I said, we are going to be effed, like big time. And you're starting to see that. We're going to start to see it more and more. What Hugh Jackman movie where they test, I think it's the one that's coming out this winter. It's an awards film. They wouldn't let me in. That's the thing. I'm not even kidding you. Listen, Wild Man, I'll get to yours in a second. They won't let me in. If I would have gone over to the rep, tonight I think it was Screening Squad, and I said, hey man, can I come in? First of all, they all know who I am. I told you the one time the guy's like, I can't let you in. Why? Because they'll kick you out. I go, why? Why would they kick me out? Because they're so soft. Their egos are so fucking soft. They can't hear me say this film's not good. Here's what you need to do. Get rid of this number. Get rid of that number. Tighten this thing up to about 150. This is way too long at 250. Right? Literally. That's typically the note. Lose 15 minutes. In this case, I got to lose an entire character arc. Get rid of the entire family. That's going to be a problem. I got to do reshoots. But I'm not going to release this movie as it is. But they won't let me in. So I can't tell you what it is. They wouldn't tell me either way. Someone that I know tipped me off that it's the Hugh Jackman movie. But they don't tell you. They're like, I can't tell you. You'll tell everybody. Well, guess what? I told anybody anyhow. I told everybody. I don't care. If you let me in, here's the reality. They think that I'm going to go see the test screening and come out and say this isn't good. I would never do that. If I see a test screening, first of all, you're going to pay me fucking money. I'm not coming in there for your gift card. I'm coming in there for cash, okay? I want 10 G's. Because, listen, you guys are like, 10 G. Let me tell you, for 10 G's, you're going to get your money's worth and way more. I'm going to make your film better. I'm going to clean out Xavier out of this film, and we're going to make this tolerable, okay? We're going to clean some shit and make this sing. And 10 G's is nothing, okay? But instead, you're going to give $5 gift cards to 500 people. I don't think there's even that many. Say 300. So this is the thing. Like, pay me the cash, pay the man, pay me the money, and then you'll have your film. They don't do it though. They'll be like, he's too nasty. He doesn't know. I don't know. Why do you think I have producers and directors that you guys know come in my DMs on X all the time saying, dude, I watched your stream on this and you were like dead on. And I know I am. I appreciate that. But I know, guys, because listen, when you move through the world with certainty and you also bring talent, and anybody out there wants to argue this, there's not a contest. It's not a contest. Don't play the game. You're wasting my time and you're a fraud yourself for bringing it up. Don't do it. You're delusional. You're useless. Hit the road. The button's right there to hit stop or eject. I don't care. I don't need you. My mission here on this channel is to make better films, but the studios don't want to hear it from me because they'll have their fucking feelings hurt. Well, too bad A24, too bad Neon. If someone would have told you the monkey was my God, the monkey, fucking unwatchable. And the fact that you thought that's a good film, unreal. Long Legs, you're going to give me the doll angle? Are you kidding me? The possessed doll, you're going to do Annabelle? Oh my God, Oz Perkins, what are we doing? You got to have someone who has these balls. And guess what? Tom Quinn doesn't, clearly. Tom Quinn is one of the heads of Neon. Tom Quinn is always, I'm sure, like, this is the best movie ever. It's my greatest thing I ever made. You're so wonderful. Like everyone in this town, because you gotta be nice. You can't get on anyone's bad side. I'll be on everyone's bad side because ultimately I'm gonna make the best film. And that means I gotta be a son of a bitch sometimes, and I'm not gonna hold back. Why would I? This town's full of pansies and fake-ass bitches. I ain't neither of those things, baby. F1's like Brad Pitt, Days of Thunder, and people are calling it Top Gun on wheels. They said the same thing for Days of Thunder back then. That's true. Bruckheimer produced. I can't wait to see it. We'll see it on Wednesday. Guess what? I already guessed it. Someone ends up in the hospital. Someone learns a lesson. Someone races for the other person in the hospital. We know this shit. I already know the script. That's why I'm like, at first I was excited for it. Thanks, information, man. Appreciate it. The apes don't want to talk about it. Well, of course they don't. You know what? Can I just, Adam, by the way, thanks for the follow on Twitter. I appreciate, because I think what Adam appreciates here out of me is that I do not hold back. I do not play the AMC stock show game. To the moon guys, don't be a cult. Don't be a fucking cult, man. If you are a cult mentality, let me just tell you something. I'm going to be straight up with you. I'm going to make this as simple as possible. It's going to be brutalizing. You're a fucking loser. You're a loser. Do not be a tribal mentality. To the moon, everybody. Look at me, AMC. Don't do that. It is so uninteresting, so boring. You're just a completely dull person. Don't do that. Create some persona that's of your own, not like part of some cult. Oh, I love AMC stock that's down to less than $3 a share. I love AMC, but you don't see me on here going, oh, to the moon. You guys just, and the most you hide behind avatars. Don't be like that person in life. Be a real fucking person, man. I'm out here. I'm the man. I'm not running around. I'm not hiding underneath some Captain America avatar. Come on, guys. Be a real person. Be proud of who you are. Don't create your persona based on AMC stock. It's sad. Sorry if some of you don't like that. I don't care. The door's over there. Just leave. I don't care. That's not what I'm here for. Definitely not here to, hooray, AMC's the best, buy this stock. Jurassic World Dominion is a crime against humanity. Listen, Sully, no, it's not good, but the reason it's better is because at least you have the originals. It's not good. Here's what I wish I could have. Chris Pratt and ScarJo. Were they ever in a movie together? I feel like they were. It wasn't Passengers, was it? That was the one with Lawrence. I feel like they've been in a movie, haven't they? I'm sure they were. Of course, Marvel, but were they in another movie? I don't know. But anyhow, I am the wild card. Thank you. I should really just call this channel the Wild Card Cinema. So yeah, we'll see what happens on Wednesday night. I think I'm done, guys. That's the comment blast close out. Sorry if you're an AMC stock shill and I hurt your feelings. Too bad. I don't care. I'm gonna go to bed and sleep very well tonight. Thanks for being here. Back on Wednesday with F1 and then Thursday Megan 2. Yeah, is what it is. Thanks for being here on this Monday. We'll see you Wednesday. Peace out. MMT live from the City of Angels is off the air.